this is a bonus league. Yes.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, when are we going to get that theme song?
Maybe don't hum and just play. There we
There you go. The guy with the instrument could actually.
Yeah, he's sitting there humming and like holding this bass that he's a virtuoso at.
Or at least he keeps telling us. But he still can't play the theme from Night Court. Drink.
Take a drink.
Take a drink if you're folks playing the Leog drinking game. at home.
But this is League 19 and a half. I'm Cyrus.
Leon.
Boom.
Jason.
Greg.
And Grant.
Like the alliteration there. Greg.
Your usual rogues gallery.
Yes.
If you're listening to this, you probably know who we are. If not, well, strap yourself in.
We're like the Mickey Mouse Club after years and years of abuse.
So we're like Britney Spears.
We actually are the Mickey Mouse Club after years and years.
I'm not wearing any underwear.
Yeah, neither am I.
I'm wearing Leon's underwear.
And you can keep them.
Those probably don't fit so well.
They fit just fine in my head. Okay, so you may be asking, why is this 19 and a half and not 20? Well, because you're not getting 2 hours. This is going to be considerably shorter, but we wanted to throw you something a little bit extra here. And we're just going to dive right into the questions that we did not get to answer on the previous Leog for Leog number 19.
This ought to be a real treat since there's a lot of questions. I guess we had, 112 questions to go through?
Or at least 112
responses.
Yeah. So we'll start off with Spider John, who says, a challenge to the league.
A challenge? I accept that challenge. What is it?
I demand satisfaction.
Each member shall name one comic run or graphic novel held by the masses as the best of the best that they think is overrated, and no copying.
Ooh.
Yes. Now he says V for Vendetta, and yes, I am the village that's the crowd of the village with the pitchforks and torches that's saying, yeah, you're going to be burned.
And Spider John is apparently the village idiot.
Yeah, you take the pitchforks. I got the torches.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
You're wrong.
I'm with Spider John. I think it's overrated.
Yeah,
Get
but
some
don't make me
down
say.
here. There's some pipe fitting there. We're gonna go medieval on you.
Don't make me say it, Jason, about your taste.
I know.
Don't
They
make
are
me say it.
questionable.
Yeah, true.
My tastes
It's
are
not as
suspect.
good as the Star Wars prequels. I'll grant you that.
Oh, take a shot.
shot.
Yeah, no, I was just like, okay, this is really dense, and it's another fucking British guy. I don't know the difference between them all. They all look the same to me. And it was good. It was good. I just didn't think it was genius. I thought it was really good, but overrated. But that's not my official answer because he said that one and no copies.
We're all supposedly going over to Jason's house this Friday to watch Christmas videos, and I hope that when you watch them, your little black heart grows 10 times, and maybe then you'll appreciate V for Vendetta. Because right now, you're pretty much dead to me.
I read it recently. Cyrus's copy, actually, a tattered, much-loved copy.
Yes.
And
sticky around the edges.
No wonder you couldn't read all the pages.
No wonder.
Right.
Overrated.
Yeah, and it was good, but also, and this may have colored my perception of it, I saw the movie first.
Yes.
And so I think there was a lot of the good reveals that were spoiled because, of course, the movie is going to steal those beats but not back it up with any of the substance that was there in the graphic novel. So
I look at the problem why I know some people who didn't like this is because they went into it expecting a superhero graphic novel, and it's not.
It is not.
It's really more like and I hate to even, I'm trying to think of an apt comparison, but it's more like something like Mouse, and that he was trying to write a really solid piece of literature that has resonance, and that's what it is. It's, V may look kind of like a superhero, but it's not a superhero.
It's
It's also
1984.
yeah.
It's 1984.
Yeah, and it's very, very British, for one
Very
thing.
much so.
And there, some of those things aren't going to translate to the American ear as resonantly as, they are going to be to people who grew up in Britain. But
I read it just out of high school, and it all resonated.
yeah, but you're
with me.
practically English.
Wait.
With your effete way of pronouncing scones, scones, the way that you extend your pinky when you drink your tea.
If I may,
That's not British.
Look, don't ruin my point, is what I'm trying to get at. Jackass.
Just let him talk, Leon.
if I may quote the great Wesley Snipes, motherfucker, are you out your goddamn mind?
So you were looking at him like towards the end of Blade going, what the fuck?
You guys have to catch the was the AFI thing about Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know if you guys saw that on
There's an
Bravo.
AFI loudest Samuel Jackson movies ever made.
No, but it was like a tribute to him, and it was really funny because it was like
The man who says no to nothing.
Well, that was one of the jokes. He's like in every other movie, like he said Gene Hackman or something, and then it was just it brought out the motherfucker thing constantly.
Yeah.
Like if Samuel L. Jackson calls you motherfucker, you know you're.
No,
you know
that's
you're
like
cool.
being insulted by what's his name?
Don Rickles?
Yeah, Don Rickles.
Yeah.
It's a point of honor. You go,
Yeah.
please say motherfucker to me, Samuel L. Jackson.
Please call me motherfucker.
And that's when he busts a ball over your head.
See, but that would be an honor. Once again, I'd let him beat me up. That'd be fine. Not like I'd have much choice.
That's not creepy at all.
No, not at all.
This is a kind of a volatile question because I feel like everybody who answers.
I
Yeah.
have kind of a volatile
like
answer
this.
that
Go
y'all
ahead.
are going to be
Yeah.
mad at me for.
Well, you know what? I can see that everybody's going to be mad at every one of
That's
these
somebody's
answers.
answer. Well, that's because of
This
it.
question is designed to make us all hate each other.
is
So
good.
bring
Let's-
it on.
let's
Let's
do it.
go.
Yeah, do it.
Cyrus.
Chris Claremont's New Mutants. I never liked the New Mutants, and everyone.
That's
raves
what you
about
thought we were going to get upset about?
Well, it's often rated in the top 20 runs ever. Like his
I
run
don't
on
even
the New
remember those. I haven't even reread them.
I thought there's a reason why they wrote out almost all those characters.
I-
It's just
I-
like, who cares?
I think that one of the only reasons that New Mutants did get as big as it did is because Bill Sienkiewicz was really starting to do his like really incredible artwork at that point, and just going nuts. But as far as the storylines, it's like they're okay.
Incredibly annoying characters. I mean, to this day they've tried so hard to make Cannonball grown up, and I still am like, he's a pimply faced, annoying, stuttering teenager with a lame power. Get rid
Hey,
of
how's
him.
it going, guys?
Well, plus New Mutants did that whole kind of lame ass Captain Planet and his racial stereotype heroes. I mean,
Danny Moonstar.
Danny Moonstar. Hello, can we have one Native American character who doesn't wear fringe? I mean, Danny
you have to
Moonstar,
add that to the
Thunderbird.
drinking
I mean,
game.
you go to the Legion of Superheroes, who in the 30th century, you have one Native American character, Dawnstar, who flies in space, and she got fringe.
Because nothing protects you from a vacuum like buckskin.
Jesus.
That's funny.
All right,
They got
next.
the Irish character, the drunken leprechaun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You got your Canadian, your damn. Oh, I'm thinking about the X-Men, but I just see it as Captain Planet syndrome myself.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I guess I didn't get shit for that one. All right, fair enough.
No, you're fine.
All right, I'm safe. Well, who's next in not being safe?
Well, I know if I answer Hush, I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of guff from you
Well,
guys.
he actually said no Jeff Loeb.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine.
Because that's too obvious. Everybody
He
knows
just
we hate
qualifying
Jeff
us all
Loeb.
to hell. isn't he?
all right.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, then that's my other answer. Then, From Hell.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, From Hell. I mean, I know it. Alan Moore's a genius, and everybody loves that book. I don't get into it as much, and I've tried. I have the thick volume; it's got it all, and I can never get through it.
I was so relieved to hear you say that. 'cause
Yeah,
I've
I
never
nearly-
been able to get through from
I nearly picked that too. I was able to get through it, but it's like it's very interesting. You're like, oh wow, Jack the Ripper, and I find Jack the Ripper fascinating.
Yeah,
like
me
a
too.
lot of people out
me too,
there.
yeah.
Bo's killed just as many whores.
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't like slicing up a whore come a foggy night?
I know I do. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, but then they take all the fun out of slicing up the whores by bringing in this. Oh, he can see the future, and it's Queen Victoria's personal physician, and it's all because Prince Edward Albert was gay, and it's just like it's like going to a perfectly nice party, sitting down and starting to talk to somebody who seems really cool, and all of a sudden he's explaining who killed JFK and why. And you just want to run screaming from the room.
Yeah.
And yet you cannot get up because it's a crazy bearded Englishman who will kill you.
Yeah.
But
No,
Bo wins. I'm sorry. That is the most perfect analogy I've heard in a long time.
You go to a party and you sit down next to a guy you think he might be cool, and then you find out, oh fuck, it's
No,
Alan Moore.
Worse yet, it's like a hot chick. You're like, and she's really friendly and nice. And
A, you would never sit down next to Alan Moore at a party because he looks like the crazy homeless guy with conspiracy
Exactly.
theories. And B, he would never go to a party.
It's
Like shit, who invited Captain Caveman?
It's like you pick up Megan Fox at a party, you go back to her house, and like all of her room is filled with Scientology books, and you're like, oh god.
Or it's like that scene in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucko. where she,
oh yeah,
like,
she
takes her leg off.
I don't know. I mean, Megan Fox, I'm pretty sure
You know what?
I'm
Oh, no, I'd
Dianetics
fuck
if
her.
it's her.
Yeah,
You were gonna fuck the Red Skull's daughter, dude.
But I would tiptoe out of there. Oh yeah, she could have a 100 greatest hits of the Holocaust pictures up on her room. Well, I guess I don't have to look at the walls.
Hey, see you next day. Like, Bo, what happened to your arm? It's missing. Boy, have I got a story for you.
This actually brings us to a really good question. This goes right into
Well, wait,
maybe
we
Grant
haven't
had an
finished
answer.
our
Well-
challenge.
because it brings it so perfectly.
Well, go ahead.
did we
Go
win?
ahead.
Fuck your segue.
Yeah, go ahead and ask, but we got to get back to the
Okay,
challenge.
we'll get back. But Jalford asks, "What supervillainess would you have sex with as long as it wouldn't kill you?" Yeah, we know your answer already, though.
Dr. Girlfriend, bitches.
Oh, Dr. Girlfriend.
Oh, damn it. She does count, doesn't
Come
she?
on, hell yeah, she's a supervillain. A fine, sexy supervillain.
Yeah,
That was
Bo,
my
put it
pick,
in
too.
me. That's so
Damn it.
good.
Good call.
You better have
Yeah.
sex with the lights on with that chick, is all I'm saying. You do not want darkness.
No talking.
Oh, that was beautiful, my darling.
Oh, my God, you're the best I ever had.
All right, Leon.
A pass for right now.
All right.
Somebody
I,
else take it.
I would go with Dark Phoenix.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, we were doing a... Yeah.
That would be quite randy.
She climaxed and destroyed an entire solar system. Great. Nothing
my
makes you
fault.
feel like a man.
Not my fault. I was definitely not trying to make her come.
I was all focused on me. She went a little nutso.
You know, there's always the black cat. She can't really do any serious damage. I mean, it's going to fuck up your back a little, probably, but that's about the worst of it. It might be a bit of clawing. But anyway, okay, fine.
Okay, now I
Go
do know
back.
my answer.
Oh, you do have your answer.
I do have my answer.
Okay.
And even though I was never a fan of this show, the Baroness from G.I. Joe.
Oh, you took mine.
I did? I gave you ample time to go ahead of me.
Nothing-
I was
Succeed.
waiting on you. No, go ahead.
Nothing succeeds like black leather. Go.
Yeah, the black leather. I mean, I'm all about the really dark brunette hair and the glasses.
The glasses, yeah. You know she's a little freaky. She's got the Eastern
Yeah.
European accent. You know, you get in there, it's a little crazy. You don't know what's going on. Starts off a little rough. Maybe she asks you to choke you. You pull her hair a little bit, something like that.
You've thought about
And
this a
then,
lot.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
Are you
I don't
telling
know.
us something
Maybe-
about
maybe-
somebody
Thought
who-
about it. It sounds like
You got
he's
somebody in your
diagrammed it.
past there?
I don't know. Maybe you get a little experimental, and she like shoves a bullwhip up your ass, and you're like, and you're like, oh yeah, this is okay. I'm kind of getting into this, and she's like, okay, well let's take it up to the next level, baby.
There's the next
and she's
level?
got that Natasha thing going on, and then all of a sudden, fucking Destro steps out of the closet, and he's like just wearing that silver mask and maybe the medallions. I don't know what's going on, and you're like,
This is like the comic book version of Trapped in the Closet. It's awesome.
Yeah, and you're like-
you could go on for at least 13 songs of this.
you don't know what's going on, and you're like, hey, okay, well come on over, Destro, and you got the big Scottish arms dealer and the Baroness in there, and you're feeling a little exploratory, and you're like, okay, fine,
my
yeah,
God,
show
that
me
is
what's
awesome.
going on here, and yeah, and they like tell you to put on the Cobra Commander mask. I don't know, I'm excited, I'm intrigued, right there with you, Leon. That's what I'm saying.
I'm switching my answer to Madam Hydra.
Oh, the things that Jason would do to Madam Hydra. Volume 1. Okay, so back to the other question.
Wait, hey, maybe Grant has an answer.
He did say his answer.
Always worried about my answer. I got that one. I'm good.
Okay.
Dark
He already
Phoenix.
said his
It was
answer.
Dark
What are you,
Phoenix.
come on, were you paying attention or what?
I was hoping he had a Jason.
I'm at least listening to the brother.
Yeah. Damn.
And then all of a sudden, the village people, G.I. Joes, come in to the room.
Dude, Shipwreck shows up, and I'm fucking out. Okay.
I have no idea who that is.
Rock, pieces of 8. Oh, God.
Or Gung Ho shows up and he starts rhyming. No, I'm not at no.
Do military dudes really give themselves names that gay? Is that what happens? I just
hell
confused
yeah.
by G.I.
There's
Joe.
Lifeline.
Yeah, didn't you see
I mean,
Top Gun?
I mean, the Navy,
Yeah.
sure, but,
In the Navy.
Anyway, okay. Is everyone satisfied with the answer that they've given at this current point in time for this question? I wouldn't want to leave anybody out.
I think we're
Okay.
good.
All right, so we'll go back to
Would
that
you like
other
us to
one.
come
Back
up
to
with a
the
little
challenge.
segue back to...
I don't have a segue back. Who had the other thing they didn't say about
I
a
did.
challenge to the league?
Oh, the overrated.
Who's done?
Yeah.
Who's done the challenge so far?
I thought everyone had except Grant.
I hadn't. You haven't, hell yeah.
I,
Oh, you
I,
have-
I have not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You just did V for. You just talked about V for Vendetta.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I got yes.
Well, I can go ahead and
Yeah,
knock
go.
mine out real quick.
Go.
I'm not sure if this is. I'm sure it's not heralded as the best of the best, as your question said, but I hated Wanted. Absolutely hated that comic book, and I think that it was just so gimmicky drawing the main guy to look just like Eminem and Tommy Lee Jones and Halle Berry as modeled after all the characters, and I thought the story was just. I hated the whole thing. It was one of my one of the first comics I actually read, and
I didn't read it.
It
No.
started turning me off of comics for a while.
Wow.
There are
Sorry
a
about
lot
that.
of people who really dislike Mark Millar. I mean, because he is, let's face it, the Michael Bay of comics. You know,
You take that back.
I was going to say, I don't think that's true at all.
I enjoy a lot of
I
his
mean,
stuff.
he is got a lot of Sturm und Drang, that's for sure. He
Sure.
likes to be very loud and in your
very
face.
cinematic
But Michael
with
Bay,
his
that's all he is. There's nothing else there, and I don't think that's true.
I think sometimes I think he bites off more than he can chew sometimes when he tries to put a little bit of depth into his story. And it's like, just go back to making shit blow up, really? Because I don't think he has the chops to pull it off half the time. Sometimes he does, but a lot of times I think he just kind of drops the ball, like Civil War.
Yep.
Well, okay, that's a big epic kind of thing there, but his run on the Authority was amazing.
Yes, it
and
was.
Old Man Wolverine's the best Wolverine stuff
Old
I've
Man
ever
Logan.
written. Sorry,
Yeah.
Old Man Logan, thank you.
So far. Yeah.
And I wasn't reading Fantastic Four because you didn't like it. And it's been really good lately.
That's what you said. Yeah, I read the first 3 issues, and it was garbage.
Kick ass.
Kick-Ass is good.
1985.
Yeah, 1985.
See, 1985,
Done if they come out with a new issue.
It's done.
it's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass is done.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
no,
on-
I thought you said 1985.
Oh,
sorry.
The movie is going to come out before Kick-Ass is
I know.
done.
Yeah.
My favorite Superman is Red Sun, which he did. I love
Yeah,
that
no,
one.
Red Sun's a classic. That's arguably the best Elseworld.
My
Oh, yeah, that's true.
my overrated one is Arkham Asylum.
Oh, see, that was going to be my answer.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I mean, I know we bashed on Grant Morrison recently. Take a shot, whatever.
Yes,
But
and, before anybody says anything to Bo on this topic, I actually really liked Arkham Asylum.
I did
Just
too.
getting that out there.
and again, it was when I read it. It's been a long time, so caveat. I don't think I was old enough to really grasp it. But then again, who's old enough to grasp Grant Morrison on the first reading, right?
Timothy Leary, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I just remember thinking, okay, this is just crazy, and the art's crazy, and oh look, Two-Face shat himself. That's weird. Okay.
Well, no, it's outside of canon, and they always said it was outside of canon. And I think the idea was, okay, here's all these characters. If they really were crazy people in a fucking asylum, if they were crazy like in the real world crazy, and I like that. I like the different takes they did with those characters. It was an interesting look at the insanity of everyone in Batman, including Batman himself.
I thought it was a good use of the characters to tell a very good story. Because it was basically Grant Morrison writing a horror story, about Arkham, the man who founded the asylum, and he's doing it through Batman and Batman's villains, and he did a great job at it.
I need to go back and reread it.
Yes,
I
you do.
just remember there's a point where the motivation for Batman got derailed because there was the whole you need to go through this entire asylum and this gauntlet of all your villains, and at the end you'll get some prize or this person will be saved. But then he saves the guy in the middle of it and decides well, I'm here, I might as well go ahead and finish this maze. I was like, no, this would be a good time for you to go oh, I'm not going through the rest of this, fuck that.
Yes, but he's Batman, and he knew he would succeed.
That's true. It was Grant Morrison writing it, so he would think that way.
I didn't
Smartest
realize
guy
that
in
he
the room.
saved the person at the end, or saved the person in the middle.
Yeah, I
because
just,
he did save somebody, but the victim that I remember was the Joker was holding a nurse hostage.
Oh, that's right.
And then there was a twist at the end where she was actually never in jeopardy.
Yeah, because remember, it was Joker in his killing psycho thing, because they theorize in there that he has multiple personalities. So sometimes the Joker is just the Joker in the sense of the classic term. He's the playful, ha.
and doesn't he wear Madonna's underwear at some point in that story?
I can't remember.
I think you're confusing a dream you might have had
There is
with the Grant Morrison storyline, which, to be absolutely fair, is not that big a leap.
Yeah. No, there is something about him being very effeminate in there, but I don't remember precisely anymore. It's been a
Well,
while since
a lot
I've
of
read it.
embodiments of Joker, he's been kind of fey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you read the recent one that everybody's been talking about? The Joker.
The
the Brian
Brian
Azzarello, not yet.
I haven't either, but everybody's
It's like
talking
a
about it.
follow-up to the movie, basically.
I recently read the Brubaker, The Man Who Laughs, and I was
really
succinctly-
good.
Really, I was not impressed.
I didn't
liked it a
read
lot.
that, but I was not blown away by the Joker. It's not bad. It's just I don't
That's
really
what I
see
heard.
what everybody is going so
Oh,
crazy
really?
about. The artwork's the most impressive thing about it to me, and even that I was like, okay, no, it's pretty to look at. But I don't know. I literally don't understand what everyone was so excited about. So,
Okay.
But anyway.
yeah.
I would say out of everything, it's for me, it's Sin City. And it's easy to look back now after what Frank Miller has become and go, well, of course, Sin City, it's by Frank Miller. But back when it came out, everybody's like, wow, Frank Miller, who was still this great writer, has come out with this hard-boiled detective type of thing. And I was like, oh, wow, that sounds great. And I read it, and I was like, what's with all the whores?
See,
and I was just, it really did not succeed for me because this was falling on the heels of the Martha Washington stuff, which blew me away.
Totally amazing, strong.
Absolutely loved it, and I was still used to Frank Miller being this really incredible storyteller. And then Sin City came up, and it's just like, oh, this is very violent and misogynist. And anything else? Anybody?
I remember when the first Sin City came out, the one with Marv, the good one. And I remember reading it and thinking, well, I loved it because I was like, wow, he's done this really smart, tongue-in-cheek parody of these hard-boiled detective stories and done it really well in his chiaroscuro style. How artistic. You know, this guy's a genius. But then when he came out with another one, I was like, oh, wait, he was taking this seriously? Oh.
See, I didn't.
Oh,
get
my
that.
God.
I don't agree with you at all. I agree that he ended up taking himself too seriously after a while, but not immediately. I think you can do more than one book set in that same type of universe where he's still going, I'm just having fun with this highly exaggerated version of film noir. I don't have any problem with that. I like the Sin City up to a certain point. I like probably the first 4 books quite a bit. The movie, on the other hand, I really liked it when I saw it in the theater. And I waited a while to watch it on DVD. I own it. And I went back and watched it again. I was like, oh, man, this is shit.
You know, it's funny because I feel like I was the only one who came out of it going like, I'm not caring for this at all. And everybody was like, you're nuts. This movie was brilliant.
It doesn't translate to it because it is a joke throughout the books. They're exaggerated way past the point that anyone could speak this dialogue out loud and make it convincing.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that was the point all along in the Sin Cities. Now, I can't make any excuses for what he's written since then, like Batman and Robin. I mean, come on. What's the name of the Batman book?
All-Star Batman.
It's
Batman
so
and Robin.
Unbelievably bad
Yeah.
that the Dark Knight Strikes Back is fucking War and Peace by comparison.
Yeah, at least it's about something.
Yeah, and he's making DC,
what I have no idea.
He's making DC superheroines into whores. You know,
Yeah.
he's making Wonder Woman into a hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. When does it end?
Yeah,
Frank?
I mean, when he first made Catwoman into a hooker, you're like, okay, cat, pussy, sure, whatever. But Wonder Woman, come on.
Well, it's no RoboCop 3, I'll admit.
Oh dear.
Now, to be fair, he's always said they took that away from him. So,
Well, people need to keep taking shit away from him.
I wish they had taken away from the spirit from him, which by all accounts from everybody who's seen it thus far is a big steaming pile of crap.
Some people are saying it's the worst movie they've ever seen.
Yeah.
let it be said
Really?
now
That
that
looks-
we've said it from the beginning.
Yes,
This is gonna
we all
suck.
said it was going to suck.
I mean, that looks terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
somebody
just-
pointed out he was like, this a guy who's on the friends page of the blog system I use, and he was like, he has made posts in the past about Will Eisner, and he's like, I got a lot of problems with Will Eisner. You know, I appreciate him.
Bitch
for
owes
what,
me money.
well, I mean, the character of Ebony, which we have talked about at length in this
Yes.
podcast. Among other things, but he was like, Will Eisner was a lot of things, but what he wasn't was a glorified Axe body spray commercial, and that's what this movie looks
Yes.
like.
Well, what's Samuel L. Jackson doing in this movie?
What is Samuel L. Jackson doing half the time he's in
I mean,
movies?
Samuel Jackson in everything. I looked at my old class photo, and he's in that.
Hey, I heard you were taking some pictures.
He signed on to a movie called Snakes on a Plane before the internet, like, oh, Snakes on a Plane, that's so bad it could be good. That never occurred to Samuel L. Jackson.
Is he a real comics fan? Or is
Yeah,
he just
no,
kinda-
he's a very big comic.
Yeah, only because he does. It seems like he does all those.
The whole
But
reasoning
I know
behind,
a lot of. I'm sorry.
the whole reasoning behind Nick Fury in the Ultimate version of the Marvel Universe looking exactly like Samuel Jackson
well,
is
there you go.
because he's a big fan of comics as like a tribute to him, like a friend thing.
Wow.
But
And they
as-
even mention it.
As we can tell from our comments page many a time, you can be a comic book fan and a big comic book fan and still not be discerning in the least. And I think that's the case with Mr. Jackson, who seems like a perfectly nice gentleman, and I would wouldn't want him to say, "Come over to my house and beat me up," but I wouldn't necessarily use him as like an agent to select scripts for me.
Yeah, he's like Dennis Hopper, Christopher Walken. They're just like, hey, Sam, do you want it? Yeah, sure, whatever. Roll.
I mean,
Roll the tape. Roll the tape, motherfucker.
Joe Quesada is the head of Marvel Comics, and he can't tell his ass from a hole in the ground at this point. So
Yeah, it's just no, but it's just like it never. I just wish one of these days, if Corey or one of you guys can just get an actor and just be real. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking doing that? I mean, is it for the money? I mean, just tell me you're doing it for the money. I mean, can't you see in the dailies how bad this thing is?
could you really see Corey doing that? His mouth is way too full of any celebrity talk.
I'm
He's
just
nuts
saying, there's
to
just
say anything of
I just wish
import.
somebody,
Greg,
somewhere.
somebody has. Michael Caine has said repeatedly, he's like, Jaws 4, in fact, most of the stuff I did from like 1981 to 1995, I did solely and for no other reason than to make money.
Yeah, I mean, who
Okay.
would say yes to Jaws 5 if not for the money? You're not saying, well, maybe there's something important to say.
What does the shark feel?
This will be a stretch.
He's like, fuck it, I got Get Carter in the bag. I got my cred. Let's
If
make
you're
some money.
If you're a young actor starting out and you're in some shitty movies, you know, I can't hold you personally.
No,
I can't, I can't
you're
hold,
making it.
I can't hold like what's her name, Renee Zellweger responsible for being in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film.
No,
That's
that's
a movie. Or Jennifer Aniston for being in Leprechaun 2.
Doesn't matter.
Someone.
She's a terrible actress anyway.
As the resident horror fanatic, someone has to be held accountable
Right.
for that chainsaw movie.
Evil prospers when good men do nothing.
That's right.
What about Shark Attack 3?
Who gives a damn about that franchise? But they shat upon Chainsaw.
Yeah,
all right.
The unthinkable. Because they've never made a bad
I know.
Chainsaw movie
That's
before.
like beating up the baby Jesus. What's wrong with
Oh,
you?
sweet baby Jesus, thank you for this.
Come on,
food.
there's so many more bad Chainsaw movies than there are good
That's like that
ones.
Mexican Playboy cover they've got out now with a chick dressed up as the Virgin Mary,
Mary.
which is actually very hot.
Oh, I bet it is.
That turns me on just saying it. All right.
Is it in black and white with highlights of red by photographer Frank Miller?
Dude, he totally should do the story of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Man. Come on. You know what that's going to
So
end up
that's what
being
he's
about.
been leading up to. Hard-boiled Jesus. By Frank Miller.
Yeah, I can hear them pitching him to that. So, Mr. Miller, we were thinking the story of Jesus, and he's like, well, whatever. Oh, wait, did you say Mary Magdalene was a whore?
These 12 guys walked into my office. I could tell they were looking for a Messiah, but I wasn't buying.
Jason, I only
All we
had
had to eat was a couple of sardines and some crackers, but somehow I made them all go around.
Jason, I only have issue with one statement in your theory there. The was a prostitute. I'm going to do my little Miller touch. It's in a different canon than
just say,
the established
When
Jesus
she's
lore.
washing his feet with her hair, that isn't the feet, if you know what I'm saying.
and she's not washing them.
Oh,
But they are
going
wet.
to hell.
But there is oil involved.
No, Jason looks distinctly uncomfortable.
Sorry I brought it
Hey,
up.
yes. Sorry you opened that door.
Merry Christmas.
Yes. Enjoy Jesus' birthday.
Oh,
How's it hanging, Pandora?
So we'll move on to the next question then. Jonesy asks.
Jonesy.
I know, good name, right? The cat from Alien.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Jonesy.
I was thinking of Damian Lewis from Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, I.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
you are
Black that
the
out.
only person on the planet that was
Hello,
thinking that.
Jonesy.
And I thought we ruined Christmas with the Frank Miller talk.
I was gonna say, no,
you had to bring
to
up
bring up the ass
Dreamcatcher.
weasels. The ass weasel movie. Thank you, Stephen King. Never take drugs again. Jonesy asks, I haven't heard you guys really touch on one aspect of geek culture that I love: video games. When I heard the theme for the original Tomb Raider, I remember just how much fun I had plundering ruins all around the world.
Plundering ruins. What's that mean?
This really is the Leog has taken a turn for the worse.
That was kind of reaching on plundering ruins, if you know what I mean. No,
Hey, that's
no, I
whatever
don't.
you guys fill in there.
oh, you just set it up, right? You just set it up.
It's like-
Leon
that's
just
like
set it
making
up.
love to be author, if you know what I mean. It's plundering a ruin. It's like, oh God!
Oh,
But my biggest problem with that was that even though it was great, the camera control sucked.
And her tits were too small.
And her tits were too small. That's true. Have any of you guys ever played a game that you both loved and hated at the same time? And all of them? I mean, come on. Or at least all of them that were worth playing for more than 5 minutes. I can't think of a game that didn't at some point make me go, God damn it, a fucking limitations of the fucking industry. I mean, if it's not the gameplay, like something wrong with that, it's you're right. It's almost always the camera angle, or it's just a level that ends horribly. You're just like, why would that even be there? That makes no sense.
Since the implementation of 3D graphics, that has been the albatross around games is the camera angle.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And
so few get it right.
It's
And-
ruined so many games.
Yeah, and even then, it's like only occasionally does it work. Some of the best games, like God of War, the relatively new games, as good as the technology is capable of right now, still have major camera issues.
Yeah. Well, and the way they were able to get around it was to cheat. In that it is 3D, but most of the perspectives are fixed.
Yeah.
Kind of in your Resident Evil style.
It gives you the illusion of 3D more than it
Yeah,
actually is.
like Super Mario Sunshine, great game, frustrated the hell out of you because some levels were almost unplayable because of the camera angles.
Yeah.
Soul Reaver, a lesser known one on the PlayStation 2, same thing.
But that was not quite as bad. They had
Yeah.
they had a button on the control, if I remember, that would just slap
Yeah.
it back to the central point. At any
But
time.
when you were jumping on Soul Reaver, you would take a big jump and you'd go flying through the air, and the perspective would automatically just like twist while you were moving through the air trying to make this dangerous jump. And yeah, it was a total, I don't know, clusterfuck.
Tell you one of the things I really hated was, and I know that so many people like this, but God damn it, drove me up the wall, made me stop playing the games. Was the Metal Gear Solid games, the way they thought it was so clever to break the fourth wall on them.
It was fun once.
Yeah, the first time it was kind of fun. It was amusing, but then they made it like where it's a standard of the game. Like, hey guys, this is actually only a video game that you're playing. So, they would take you out of the whole thing in ways just trying to be clever, but then act as if, what's the matter? Aren't you into our hard-boiled, plot-driven story?
Yeah.
Well, no, not really.
The labyrinthine Gordian knot of a plot that those incomprehensible shit that Metal Gear turned into.
Yeah, that I'm pretty sure that they just said, fuck continuity. We don't care what we said earlier.
It's the Japanese paramilitary equivalent of Days of Our Lives.
Yes,
it was so convoluted.
You know what would make Myst better? Zombies. Lots and lots of zombies.
you better watch it because somebody might be listening and you go,
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
So
we have not.
I'd really like to solve this riddle if these people will stop trying to eat my brain.
So the big one for me, the big game for me that really that I love in so many ways, but I'd rather watch someone play it than play it myself. Is any of the Silent Hill games because the controls are such a goddamn nightmare.
They are very tough, and it can be very confusing because, at least for the first three games, so much of it you're running around the outside in this heavy fog, and you don't have a fucking clue where anything is. I mean, the system wasn't good enough to have everything look that distinctive from each other.
Yeah.
So you would just get totally lost. Like, I have no fucking idea where I am. And that was a little annoying. Yeah, it was the in-between sections of the game that would go on and on for hours sometimes until you can find the next place you were supposed to be.
And if there was a game that was ever custom tailored for me, it's Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And yet I have played very little of them because the control scheme is so maddening.
Tell you what drives me crazy is I really had fun at first with the online gaming with the Xbox. Like when I got Return to Castle Wolfenstein, first-person shooter I really adore, even though it gets ridiculously hard at the end. But it got too big. I can't play Halo. If you're going to design games like that, they have to be designed so that it's impossible to make yourself unbeatable. And that's the thing, is these kids have figured out ways that there's nothing you can do. They know every level of the terrain, and they just wait.
Yep.
And they know where all the spawning points are the same, and they just, the moment you appear, wow, grenade, you're dead. And so why am I even playing this fucking game?
You can't beat a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Not only that, but once you get into the game and then the 10-year-olds beat you, even though you signed up on beginner, and then they go, "Nice game, bitches." And they're all 18-year-old voices. Those little fuckers.
And they're like, on Halo, they'll make their characters teabag you and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
No,
They
he's
can throw
not.
you in squat. In squat.
That's completely
Wow,
true.
so sad I don't play video games
Yeah.
anymore, because who wants to be that? A 13-year-old boy making me his bitch.
I gotta tell you, I love video games. I am by far the big gamer. Unless I don't think Grant is. I'm the big gamer in the league, and but yeah, I try to avoid the cesspool of online
Jason
gaming.
wastes more time than the whole rest of us
Yep.
combined.
Absolutely, I do. But yeah, it's I try to stay offline.
Because
That's
my,
like a confession
my
there.
fragile
I
little
try-
ego just can't
I try to
handle
stay
I love it.
offline.
You turn into Abe Simpson.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally
I'm
am.
cold outside and there are wolves after me.
I try to stay
I
offline.
don't like the looks of those kids. Oh, let's go.
Absolutely. It's just I know sometimes I'll be playing with these kids online like
God, shouldn't you little shits be blowing up a fucking junior high? Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
It's like I'll be playing Call of Duty and they're just slapping me around and I'm like, fuck you! I've been playing games since you were a glimmer in your truck driving mom's eye. Like, you ever heard of Yar's Revenge, you little whippersnapper son of a bitch?
I was playing Pitfall while your dad was filling your mom full of his methamphetamine-ridden semen. Shut up!
Oh yeah. Well, you ever had sex with a woman? Huh? You haven't seen it since you came out of one.
Next scene, Jason being let out of his house in handcuffs
Yeah, exactly.
by the feds.
Exactly. So, I try not to go online.
And that's
It's
why
better for
Jason-
everybody. If he
That's
does
why
not go
Jason
online.
is an anti-Luddite. Okay, cool. Well, I hope that answered your question.
We kind of rambled there.
So we're gonna do one more, and sorry guys, I told you it was a short one this time. This is just to fill in the gap. We don't even have a special name for these.
Let's
when
do
we
3 more.
these. You want to do? We can't do 3 more.
We can do 3 more.
No.
Hey, I don't have to edit them.
There we go. That would be the reasoning. Artsy Girl 1234 asks, "What special trait does each Leog member that's most spillos or spildos as we've decided upon?"
Yeah, I call them
Don't
spildos.
know. Cyrus, you cannot put in your tap dancing. Well, that's good because I can't tap dance anymore. So anyway,
Anymore?
dude, I did it when I was a little kid, and I haven't done it since.
What's the South Park character? Was it Butters? That
Butters?
was that tap dance?
when I was about Butters'
you
age.
killed a kid? Is that what happened?
No, but he'll never walk again. No, the girls were too mean to me.
Ah.
How things change.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
I was gonna
More
say, what are
things
you
change,
talking
more
about?
things they stay the same.
So you guys are gonna have to go first on this one. Now I'm all maudlin.
Well, let's Mr. Talent go first, Greg. Besides playing the bass, what else do you do? Play the recorder?
Actually, I do, but
He has
I mean,
sex
wait,
with
other than okay, let me think. Other than music stuff,
Yeah.
Actually, and I know this will make me, more of a geek, but I'm actually a pretty good athlete. I got great hand-eye coordination. I was good. I run marathons. I swim. I cycle. I do all that stuff.
God, if you keep talking, I can actually
I'm
feel
sorry.
I'm
my.
a musician and a triathlete.
Yeah, I can
Why
feel
are you
my.
getting married?
I can feel my balls sucking up into my abdomen. Okay.
Yeah, you should, dude.
I know this makes me more of a geek, but I'm pretty much a badass.
I was going to
Relatively.
mention some of my special skills, but apparently all I can think of right now is I'm a 12-year-old girl.
and I don't know, and I don't know.
You don't need to keep listing them. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's enough.
The rest
Thank
of
you.
us are humiliated
I'm
enough.
pretty
I
good
give head
sex.
really good.
Pretty good at, I'm pretty good at sex. I got that little thing where I can sleep with any woman I want.
solved
Those
Fermat's
little
theorem.
things. Like
I
that.
can cure cancer with my tears.
Jonas Salk and me were friends. I helped him with the polio thing.
Oh yeah, and I won a Grand Prix once.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big.
People know me.
Many leather-bound
Books.
I'm
My
scared.
apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Is there any way we can get past this question and pretend that the rest of us all answered it?
Yeah, I just do not answer this question now.
Yeah.
What?
Here's where you go to just a humming noise, like a test pattern, where it's like, "Oh, we're sorry."
Anyway, my answer is
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, good one.
yeah. It's like, well, I'm sorry, we lost the second half of Leog.
No,
19.
you guys
Yeah.
are being way too
Happened
modest.
before.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you haven't
guys-
heard our answers, so you don't know that we're not being too hard on
I
ourselves.
think. You
Yeah,
guys
mine
are too
involved an apron.
Yeah, mine involved the rolling of dice. So
No. Whoa. Well, you
no,
are
we're
these
not
guys?
answering that. Yes.
Oh.
Thank you.
No, apron. Can you cook? What nothing wrong with cooking, man. Be proud.
Wearing an apron.
Says the
He was
triathlete.
amazing at dusting too. His vacuuming skills.
wait, why is
Grant, don't help.
Are you kidding? No, man. Grant's Mr. Food Network. What's wrong with being a good cook?
There's nothing wrong with
I
being a
can't
good
cook for shit.
Oh, you
Stop
never really-
fucking condescending us.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't cook for shit.
Yeah, I was
going
gonna say I am a good cook, but I'm not gonna do it now. Jesus.
I admire that. I can't cook for shit. Seriously.
Yeah, I've only won 3 major competitions.
I don't have to.
I just have to attract women that can cook with my incredible
exactly.
physique and musical skills.
I got six bitches on speed dial to cook for me anytime I need.
Well, that's besides the point. But I still can't cook. Leon is like speechless.
Oh my gosh, this is pathetic. Can we move
I'm
on to the next
helpless when I
question?
don't have a gorgeous woman around to perform all my chores.
It's tough.
Who's got to worry about that?
Life is hard. It's hard for a pimp.
James
Come on.
Bond worrying about, I can't detail my car. I'm really bad at that.
We're so throwing Greg a blanket party.
Happy engagement, fucker.
Took him outside and tuned him up real good. Hey, have I shown you my mechanic skills?
Since the rest of us, including myself, are cowering under
Oh,
a rock
come
for that
on.
one,
I
we're
wanna
going to move
hear
to
it.
the next question.
Next question, please.
Jordan Cobb asks, I want to say congrats to Greg on his engagement.
Oh,
Ask all
yeah,
you
fuck
guys.
you.
Really? Get
What
out.
are your all-time favorite weddings from movies and TV?
Oh, that's
Come on, Luke and Laura from General Hospital. You
Oh,
know that was
no.
the best ever.
That had to be the best. The wedding of Sue and Reed Richards, because everybody in the Marvel Universe showed up for it.
That was cool.
yeah.
Even 60 celebrities were there.
Really?
Yeah, Dick Van Dyke was there.
Oh, well, they said movies and
Johnny
TV,
Carson.
but okay, fair enough.
Movies and TV.
Yeah.
Well-
yeah, but I don't think there are.
was a
any
movie in
other
my
than
head.
that, so that's it. Usually, when characters get married in movies or TV, it's lame and it ruins everything.
I would have to say this wedding didn't
Like in
actually,
real life.
Yeah.
This wedding didn't actually happen, but the wedding that Spike and Buffy planned on the episode Something Blue of Buffy
Oh,
the Vampire
yeah,
Slayer,
yeah.
one of my favorite wedding themed episodes.
That was pretty funny.
Yes.
Okay. So I just threw that in there because we were talking about you, Greg, and that doesn't
Oh.
happen very often. So I thought.
I
And
appreciate.
after this episode, it will never happen again.
I appreciate the
I
sentiments.
mean, you've recorded all his bass riffs, right? There's no reason to actually have him
You can
back.
just lay that stuff over.
his mic's not actually on. It's okay.
Let's just loop that shit and let him go run his races and lift his weights and nail
have
chicks.
sex with his woman.
Yeah.
All right. So one last question. This time I mean it. Kiwi Kid asks, "What are some what-if stories you'd like to see from any comic book universe?" Which I think is an excellent question.
Sorry, what was that?
What are some what-if stories, like elsewhere worlds? What if you'd love to see in any comic book thing? Doesn't have to be Marvel or DC. It could be whatever. What would be a cool thing of you see alternate universe?
What if Crisis on Infinite Earths never happened?
Yeah. What if anything with the word crisis never happened in DC?
Yeah.
That would be.
That's
nice.
what I'd like to see.
What if Batman and Robin came out?
Dude, I hate that when people make references to them being gay.
Why?
Because that's never what it was about.
Oh, you think they'd be lesser if they were in some ways? Is that what you're saying?
Well, if
No,
if you
no,
wanna
because
get-
at that point
it
it's pedophilia.
it is a little trite.
yeah, no, I'm kidding. Come
I-
on, folks. Really? God, getting all sensitive all of a sudden.
Sorry, it's pet peeve.
Jeez.
That's all about friendship and mentoring, and you ruin
Namble.
it.
Nobody's gonna take your
He's like a
12-year-old boy,
Namble
right?
member, man.
Dude, you're skating on thin ice
And
over here.
extreme Spartan style sodomy. Sodomy up and down the Batcave.
Hey, I'm sorry, but
Freshman and
Batman was the closest thing I
Quick
had
to the
a
bat
father figure.
poles.
No, you're right. There was nothing gay about that. Okay, sorry. I apologize.
Hey, Robin, maybe you should wear this green Speedo. And these elf shoes.
Oh God, I wish my parents were alive again.
Meanwhile,
I
Robin's
just want to
like,
go back to my non-gay career as an acrobat. Oh, I was doomed from the start.
it's like, Jesus, maybe I should rethink this superhero thing.
Oh, that's my favorite what if. What if the Graysons weren't killed and Robin ended up in Cirque du Soleil, blowing a ghost on a tightrope?
I can't think of a stronger point to go out on than that. So I think we're going to wrap up 19 and a half on that one. Thanks a lot, you guys. I'll have the questions up for 20 in a while, so hold your horses. Please don't email me your questions or put them in other places. If you have a question for Leog, for God's sakes, wait till the official questions post go up. I promise you, I'm just going to ignore it.
And don't put them in the comments section.
Yes.
If you've got something that you don't want on the air, but you just want one of us to answer, that's what the FAQ sections are for.
Exactly.
Don't email me questions, but send me presents.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can
that's
email
true.
me like a bitch. That's fine, but you got to send me presents. Once again, Cyrus's address. Just cancel the name.
Actually, you probably put the same name on there. Bo's just going to grab the package.
First come, first serve.
Hey, guess
Some
what
of
I
my
got?
DVDs have been going. It's good as that building his own little fort out of my stolen DVDs in his room. Okay, guys. Well, we'll see you in another week for Leog 20, and happy seasons and all that crap.
Long live the league.
Long live the league.